Hey, calm down. Hey, you're lesbians. Relax. Lesbians, man, you got nice legs. You're cute. You sure you don't go for guys?
Positive.
Okay. You're a 29-year-old legal secretary and a beach bunny. You dig Sinead O'Connor, romantic dinners, soft candlelight. Please welcome Linda Bagdon. Yes, bachelor number 2 from Philly. Holy cow, look at you. You look like a guy, for Christ's sake.
You don't have to ask her if she's a lesbian.
Yeah, you're a lesbian. You've almost achieved looking like a guy. You two attracted to her?
She's beautiful.
She really is?
She really is. Look at those eyes.
You guys go for each other? Hey, have any of you gotten attracted to each other, any of the other contestants?
Not yet.
Not yet? None of you guys would make it with each other?
We didn't say that.
Who would you make it with on the panel?
I don't doubt anybody.
Anyone? Really? Holy cow. Very nice. Bachelor number 2 is from Philly, Pennsylvania, 27-year-old tattooed motorcyclist who is currently drumming a rock band called Luna Chicks. Her idea of the perfect night is to see a great band go dancing at a club, then retire to her swinging pad with her erotic collection of toys and harnesses.
Ooh.
What do? You like to beat up women and stuff?
No, not at all. But I have a lot of toys, so anything they want, I'm pretty well can satisfy their needs.
Really? Looks like a guy. But you like being the man, right?
Not all the time.
Really? Oh, interesting. Now, bachelorette number 3. Hey, I go for you. You really sure you're a lesbo?
I can go for you, too.
You really? Oh, you go both ways? Bachelor number 3 goes both ways. Her first lesbian experience was when her 2 gay roommates gave themselves to her as a birthday surprise. She prefers dark, exotic women, water sports, and is dying to kiss Robin all over.
Everywhere,
Robin,
everywhere.
interestingly, you wore your lowest cut top that I've ever seen you wear.
Did she know I was
Tell you the
coming?
truth. What?
Did she know I was coming?
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, can't that jacket come off, bachelorette number 3? Can't we see you with that jacket off?
No.
Oh, come on, please, come on. Jacket, please. Please. Yeah. What are you wearing?
Any clothes?
All right, now.
I go out like this all the
You are
time.
wild. And now let's...
Dating game.
Yeah, this is it. It's wild already.
When I was growing up.
Now, Robin, our contestant, the woman who will ask all the questions.
Yes, who is the lucky lesbian?
She's from Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. This motorcycling lesbian, an accomplished musician and mechanic, likes ballroom dancing and restoring antique cars. Let's welcome Shelly Hanna. Shelly? Yes, take a seat, Shelly, right there. Don't look at the other girls.
I will not.
All right. Now, what do you, you strike me as more of a butch kind of lesbian.
It depends on the day, I guess, and the weather.
Do you like a more feminine woman?
Not really, no.
I see.
No.
You like more like yourself, like a butch kind.
Well, I don't like girls at all. Well, what color nail polish am I wearing today?
I see. That's very
There's
interesting.
enough mousse in my hair. No, thank you.
Are you prepared to play gay, lesbian, dial-a-date?
Yes.
You knew you were a lesbian.
5.
You were 5 years old?
Yeah.
And how old were you when you had your first lesbian experience?
Either 13 or 15. If I was 13, it was probably so bad I never remembered it. And 15, I remember.
So
15.
you've never made love to a man?
Well, I never said that.
Oh, you have made love to men?
Well, that's what made me stay with women, I guess.
Really? And you never were married?
What was the revelation at 5 that made her know she was a lesbian?
How does one know?
Well, I guess it must have been, I had this Barbie doll, and I brought it over to my mom, and I said, can I get a breast reduction for her? Because I kept buying G.I. Joe clothes for her. And, so that was kind of like a hit.
That Barbie doll is one of the worst things our society could ever have made. It has led to more lesbianism. Hold it a second. Hey, it's Howard Lang here on the Lesbian Dial-A-Date. Robin, this is great.
Dating game, Howard. There's no dialing in this game.
Well, whatever. Dating game, dial-a-date. I'm nervous, okay? Let me tell you, I would make love to any of these 3 contestants, my darling. I would make love to any of these 3. And believe me, I'd convert you to loving men. If I got a hold of you, especially you, number 1, with your legs and everything like that, believe me, if I got a hold of you, you'd love it.
I don't think so.
Number 3, I could convert you. And number 2, forget about it. You never would want me.
Convert you.
You wouldn't want me. All 3 of them are gorgeous. That's all I will tell you, all right? They're all beautiful. What's your, who do you like? Who's like an ideal woman for you?
Oh.
Who do you like
Who do
the
you
best?
fantasize about?
Who do you
I
really think
fantasize
about? Tell the truth.
Barbara Bush.
No, come on. Who do you really... Don't try to be funny.
I don't know.
Who do you think about when you're sitting there messing around with your...
Actress.
Yeah,
What's that?
big actress.
Oh, the one that was on Pretty Woman. I don't know her name.
Julia Roberts.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, number 1, let me ask you. Let me ask a couple of questions, and you'll ask a couple of questions. Number 1, if you're on a desert island, and Julia Roberts, Jane Fonda, or Julie Brown could be in that island with you, who would you go for?
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts as well, huh? The other 2. And what would you do? You would just put the moves on her and make love to her? Is she a fantasy woman of yours?
No.
What about you, number 2?
What's the
Jane
choice
Fonda,
again?
Julia Roberts, and Julie Brown.
I would,
I would want Jane Fonda because she's older and probably has more experience.
More experience in that area. And what about you, number 3?
I'd want Julie Brown, but she'd have to wear a bag. I just like the body.
Just like the body and not the face. Well, that's certainly understandable. Do you have a question for the ladies?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
The question is, I'm taking you home to meet my parents for the first time, and my mother comes on to you. How would you handle it?
Number 1, how would you handle her mother coming on to you? Would you go along with that?
It would depend on what her mother looked like.
Well, that's certainly responsible. You would actually, in other words, you're saying that if her mother was attractive, you would get it on with her. What's with you lesbians? Have you no morality? Have you no, I mean, seriously.
What about monogamy?
What about that, huh? Number 2, what about you? What would you do?
I think I would tell her that I was flattered and then politely get out of that house fast.
Number 3, what about you? Number 3, would you just take off your jacket, please?
No,
I want to see what
I
you're wearing
can't.
under there.
I can't.
You won't. Why is that? Why won't you take off your jacket?
Just won't.
You just won't. Well, all
So
right.
what would you do with Mom?
I would take both mom and daughter.
Oh.
You would take both mom and daughter. Now, how many, now, number 1, what about your first lesbian experience? How old were you?
17.
You were 17. Now, how did it happen? Where were you?
How did it was a friend of my my ex-boyfriend.
And she came, did you know she was a lesbian?
Yes.
Had you ever thought about being a lesbian?
Yes.
You did. And you're over there, and what happened? She began kissing you?
No, I came on to her.
You said to her what? You said, my God, I need you, I want you?
No, can I sleep in your bed?
And then what did she say?
She said, sure.
And it was good. You liked that. And you've never tried it with men?
Yeah, I have.
And what happened?
I got sick.
Number 2, what about you?
Who are you? Excuse me, I'm beginning to forget what show we're doing.
Oh, yeah, we're
Are
doing
you
the dating game. That's right.
Howard Lang or Howard Mason?
I forget who I am. I feel like Perry Mason. Now, number 2, what's the most erotic thing you've ever done with your clothes on? Have you ever gotten into some erotic situation?
Oh, always.
Have you ever been with 2 girls at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, you do admit to that?
Yeah.
All right, and that was an orgy situation?
Was what?
That was an orgy situation?
No.
I see. And when about your first lesbian experience? When did that occur?
I was 15.
You were 15 years old, and how did it happen?
It was like my best friend, and we were just sitting around, and
Sitting around with another girl, your best friend, you're hanging out, and she says what?
Well, I started it. I just said, you know, we should start making out.
We
And
should
she
start
said-
making out.
She said, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
And then before you knew it, your tongues were in each other's mouth?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Now, how old was she when she found out she was a lesbian? Did I
She had
miss
to be
something?
1.
One.
There's no mistaking it. You are a lesbian. Believe me, I could convert you in 5 minutes. Believe me, what I could give you, no woman can. Believe me, I have the goods. Believe me, I do.
I don't think I want it.
Number 3, what about you? Now, when did you have your first lesbian experience?
In college.
You did have it in college?
Yes.
Now, you had been with men up until now?
Up until now, or
Up
yes,
until the point that
up
you went to
until then,
college?
too, yes.
And you had always thought about being with a woman?
It was something I was attracted to. I was attracted to women.
You were, but you
Yeah.
were afraid to act on it because you knew that society considers it taboo. Taboo. Is that correct?
This is correct.
That is correct. Because you knew that this was taboo, you knew that you should not do this.
Yeah, but that's what made me
And
want
yet
to
your
do it
burning
more.
desire inside your loins told you that you must have sex with another woman. Is that correct? Answer the question. I don't know. Now, tell me what happened. You were in college. Tell me this in the most erotic way. You were in college.
I was in college.
And who was the other girl?
It was 2 other girls.
Oh, now they were your roommates?
Yes, they were my roommates. I lived in a house, and one girl lived there, and the other girl used to come down on weekends.
Yes.
And I used to hear them in the other room.
You mean they were 2 lesbians?
Yes,
And you
they
knew
were.
they were lesbians?
I knew they were lesbians. I could hear them.
Yet you lived with lesbians.
Hey, the rent was
Thank
cheap.
you, Rob. You lived with lesbians,
Yes.
and that is interesting in itself that you would live with lesbians. It means that you had a burning passion inside of you, did it not?
Yes, okay,
All
I'll
right, so
agree
you
with
used to listen to them, and you were angry that you were not involved in their lesbianic experiences.
Oh, boy.
Is that correct? So then you what? You jumped into the sack with them? Orgasm.
Not at the time they asked me, no.
I see. No,
I
you
heard
just
them
heard it.
screaming my name.
So what happened? How did you get involved?
I was in my room, and it was my birthday, and they came in and said they wanted me to give me a birthday present.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and then the 2 of them were on the bed, fondling me.
Fondling you on the bed.
Fondling.
You walked in. What were you wearing when you walked into this room?
They walked into my room.
Naked?
Naked did they walk in there?
What were they wearing when they walked into your room?
Garter belts, push-ups, that
Push-up
kind of
bras, and then they came on to you in a sexual way, and you did not resist.
thing. No.
Did you feign like you did not want this, or you just jumped right in?
I just jumped right in.
You just jumped right in. Interesting. We must take a break. We will be back with more of lesbian dating game. Lesbian dating game. We'll be back with more of lesbian dating.